This is the eighth episode of AI's Hit. Again, like every week, we will attempt to understand AI's capacity for photography. We will focus on history via the profiles of famous photographers of the past and present. And so we will try to discover or rediscover a photographer that has marked his time with the help of AI, for better or for worse. And you'll just need to check for the information to see if it makes sense or even if it's true. Again, I will rely on OpenAI, Dall-E and Midjourney for illustrations, and Open GPT for the historical data. Okay, so AI, can you give us an idea of the bio of this photographer?
She is a French photographer known for her fashion and portrait photography as well as her fine art work. She was born in Paris in 1952 and studied at the École Nationale Supérieure des Arts Décoratifs. She began her career as a fashion photographer in the 1970s, working for magazines such as Elle and Vogue. She later turned her attention to fine art photography and began to explore themes of gender and sexuality in her work. Some of her most notable projects include Gender Studies, a series of photographs of transgender individuals, and Chambre d'Amis, a series of portraits of women in their bedrooms. Additionally, her portraiture often features women in powerful and sometimes challenging poses, showcasing their strengths, confidence, and individuality. She is also known for her collaborative approach with her subjects, working closely with them to create images that express their personalities and inner selves.
Okay, so we have already a first shot at what AI thinks of her style. And yeah, so who's the photographer? It's Bettina Rheims. And yeah, what makes her style so different from others? Can you please answer, AI?
Bettina Rheims' style is known for its bold and provocative nature, often exploring themes of gender, sexuality, and the female form. She often pushes boundaries and challenges social norms in her work.
So yeah, the first two examples we have past historical images. As we can see, there's a try. I think this time AI, well, the tools I've used have had a little bit more difficulties recreating the style, but again, it's bringing some elements that could make you think of her. Again, it's so subjective, but yeah, let's continue.
Her photographs are often sensual and erotic, but also have a strong conceptual and artistic approach. Rheims is known for her strong use of color, often using vibrant and striking hues to create a sense of drama in her images. She also often uses a variety of techniques, such as the use of unusual perspectives, close-ups, and cropping to create an impactful and striking visual language.
So here again, there is definitely a sense of the scenes that we could find in Bettina Rheims' work. Obviously, I've also had to request those images from the AI, so there's definitely a bias from my part because I have to enter the strings, the text, requesting the images. But I again, like every week, I use the words that the AI gives me back. So, and again, I always finish with inspired by the style of the photographer, and it's kind of always the same method. I kind of refine the mix of words, the sentences for the request based on the text, but it gives us a good idea, I guess, of that's Dall-E's idea of the style of Bettina.
Additionally, her portraiture often features women in powerful and sometimes challenging poses, showcasing their strengths, confidence, and individuality. She is also known for her collaborative approach with her subjects, working closely with them to create images that express their personalities and inner selves.
Here two other pictures where it's bringing something close to what we can see of the real work of the photographer. I'll, like every week, go check her work online or in books in libraries or in galleries. But there's something, but I'm not as convinced as usual by the results here. Maybe because the database on which the AI was built not being sufficiently detailed or explicit for the AI to create the images, but still it's quite impressive when you think about the possibilities we had in the past. There is all, again, like every time, I think, a feel, an artistic feel to those images, kind of weird and eerie. But yeah, as every week, as we have kind of an AI, in that case Bettina, at hand, let's maybe request a custom creation. Please, AI, could you give us a picture of a model in sober suit jacket showing a strong personality with confidence in a romantic room with an aquarium, in the style of photographer Bettina Rheims? The two first images. So again, I chose a selection. It's this series is more about entertaining and still having an idea of what the AI is able to do right now, in a quite simple manner. But I did a selection of a few pictures and that came back to me, requesting specifically this sentence, and that's what I got. So in this episode, actually, with the inspiration of Bettina Rheims, I don't know why, but often the faces were cut off from the main picture. So I don't know if that's a software glitch, or because often Bettina's works are kind of in a portrait portrait format. I don't know, and Dall-E gives you a square image back. I don't know, but that's something I've had some difficulties with this week. But yeah, we do, I think, have some kind of reminiscent feel from her work. Here again, the poses of the models could actually be quite spot on in certain cases. And yeah, I think it's again pretty impressive. Even so, Dall-E gives us a result which seems, I think, deeper in terms of what it seems to, between quotes, understand. But yeah, and finally the two last images. And here I think I seem to see some, but maybe it's because that's Midjourney. Maybe her style is better suited to Midjourney, but the results this week with Midjourney, maybe my request also was more in phase with the tool, are quite impressive in terms of photorealistic rendering, and I think Midjourney always has a little bit of this nice looking glossy style, but those two results were quite impressive. I was quite not shocked, but I was like, oh, that's pretty good, better than usual. But anyways, like every week, I hope that entertained you a little bit. Catch you next week for another photographer. In the meantime, go check Bettina's work online in libraries, as I said before, and check if all the data that we got back here is true or not. See you next time.